What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including: is WWE censoring superstars supporting Ridge Holland? A positive update on Kevin Owens? Liv Morgan teases a WWE return? A wrestler officially announces her retirement? The real reason why WWE cut the feed on Smackdown? Did WWE dump Jesse Ventura? Karrion, Kross and Scarlett don't need WWE, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, as number 1, Chelsea Green regains the US title. A congrats to Chelsea Green on regaining the Women's United States Championship. The title has been terribly booked ever since Green dropped it to Zelina Vega, with Giulia's run being even worse. Green has shown that she doesn't need a title to get over, but she has also shown that she's the best choice for the belt right now, especially since WWE's women's undercard remains a complete mess. Number 2, Lash Legend joins the Blue Brand. Could Lash Legend be the miracle cure Nia Jax needs to become relevant again? WWE's futile efforts to promote Jax as a main event singles star could be forgotten if WWE goes with what appears to be a team-up between Legend, who has a promising team with Jakara Jackson, before Jackson's release. SmackDown needs some strong women's teams, and a Lash Jax team has plenty of potential. The WWE made her move official last night, as she's now on the main roster under the SmackDown brand. Number 3, Dr. Asuka. A kudos to WWE for also continuing the simmering program between the Kabuki Warriors and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss by having Asuka and Kairi Sane deliver a backstage beatdown to the women's tag champions. Alexa and Charlotte were in WWE's medical area when a helpful doctor handed an ice pack to Charlotte, only to pull her mask down and spray green mist at Flair and Bliss. I just wish she said, "I'll take it from here, nurse." Number 4, Zelina thriving as a heel manager. Zelina Vega continues to do what she does best, serving as a heel manager to harass and distract babyfaces so her man Aleister Black can get what he wants, whether it's sneak attacks on opponents or here a world title match against Cody Rhodes. While Vega is a decent wrestler, her true strength lies in her managerial abilities. Number 5, another strong US Open challenge. Ilya Dragunov's latest Open Challenge US title defense was another clinic with Dragunov and Johnny Gargano entertaining fans, and Gargano helping to put Ilya over as a true champion fans can respect. While it's unknown how long Ilya will remain champion, WWE is booking him correctly since his return from injury. And the Charlotte Jade tease. The Charlotte Flair vs Jade Cargill is a match worth waiting for, and given WWE's slow burn approach to big matches, fans may have to wait until 2026 to see the Queen take on the new WWE Women's Champion. Still, last night's quick showdown between the two was a kind of tease to get the fans talking. But that was a good what about the bad is number 1, Cody needs a significant opponent. Now it's time for WWE to save Cody Rhodes' second undisputed championship reign from being a disaster. A big part of the problem is that WWE hasn't given Cody any significant opponents other than Drew McIntyre, and any other opponents always end up being set up for a feud or a return, with Aleister Black being the latest person to challenge Cody, only for Black's current enemy Damian Priest to get involved. A Cody vs Aleister could be entertaining, but fans don't want distractions. Number 2, where are the Wyatts? Where are the WWE Tag Team Champions? While the Wyatts made a cameo last night, apparently to menace the MFTs, they remain absentee champions. WWE's apparent attempt to get the Fiendish faction over with a title run has flopped, as fans can't get interest in wrestlers who rarely show up. Number 3, Rey Fenix Job Train. Now is Rey Fenix's push over? Rey can't seem to build any momentum as a singles or tag team star, and it may now finally be time to reunite Rey with his brother Penta and give the fans a Lucha Brothers reunion. And pull the plug on this program. And we can't say anything new about SmackDown's obsession with pushing the Miz vs Carmelo Hayes feud other than please pull the plug on this program. It's just bad. But that was the good, the bad. What about the downright ugly, as Giulia's wretched reign? Oh, it's the end of an era and it couldn't come soon enough, as Giulia's wretched reign as US champion is over and WWE can now capitalize on Chelsea Green's incredible popularity and ability to entertain. Now, whilst we could have gotten a great match between these two on the Blue Brand last night, it ended in just 1 minute and 38 seconds. The squash just shows how bad of a reign this has truly been. How the hell did WWE manage to botch the booking of one of its most promising talents? Giulia entered NXT like a lioness on the prowl, only to end up playing a kitten on SmackDown with infrequent appearances and even more infrequent title defenses. I mean, Giulia literally had one televised defense. One in the 132 days she was champion. What would you guys think of the Blue Brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at WWE censoring superstars supporting Ridge Holland. At top of today's news is rumors of WWE may be pressuring talent who have expressed solidarity with recently released wrestler Ridge Holland to back off. Holland, who was released from WWE after blasting creative for how he was booked, has been dealing with wrestling-related injuries and set up a GoFundMe to help himself and his family. Several wrestlers, including Chelsea Green, Omos, Jinder Mahal, Nick and Matt Jackson, and Kyle Fletcher, stepped up to help, but WWE made putting the brakes on their talent promoting the fundraise. It was discussed on an episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, Chelsea Green did a tweet, I believe it was linking the GoFundMe, which she then deleted. I cannot imagine that WWE didn't tell her to, or somebody from there didn't, because it's like the last thing they want is their own talent promoting it. But Ridge Holland apologized. Recently released WWE superstar Ridge Holland is apologizing for his recent comments blasting WWE creative. Now, in case you missed it, Holland took to social media roasting WWE, saying, I never thought I'd be able to pay my mortgage. I feel like I've just been hung out dry after getting injured working for another company on behalf of WWE. Add to that my contract not being renewed, knowing that I wouldn't be able to wrestle for 7 months. This is brutal. Yes, they're taking care of the surgery and physical therapy, but let's be honest, that's the bare minimum after what we sacrificed for the company. Plus, there's a possibility of having to get my neck fused too. Talk about getting totally effed. But now Holland is telling fans via his YouTube channel,
that last tweet that forced the situation to get worse, that was purely out of frustration. And I'm mad at myself for doing that, because something that is kind of out of character for me. I don't react that way, but I think knowing that my career with WWE was coming to an end and I never really got to show my true potential, whether that's my fault or situational regarding injuries or things that happened, whatever, I felt kind of a little bit wronged. I don't know who by, just by the whole situation. So I hold my hands up, and if I had the time again, I wouldn't have posted that tweet, but I needed an outlet, I needed to vent.
Do you think Holland regrets what he did? Next up, WWE's image problem. WWE's release of Holland because his comments reportedly were a breach of contract, and Ridge's subsequent GoFundMe has created an image problem for WWE. On the Wrestling Observer Radio is commented, they fired him essentially for that tweet last week, and then the GoFundMe. Has to be even worse, because it's like, here's a guy who was a TV star getting paid, and now he's doing a GoFundMe. Not all fans are sympathetic with Holland's plight, but as Vince McMahon often said, appearance is reality, and WWE may find itself with another black eye. Next up, a positive update on Kevin Owens. Now, things appear to be looking good for WWE superstar Kevin Owens, as KO shared a video of him working out. Wrestling News reported, Owens is seen running sprints. The footage indicates a positive progression in his rehabilitation, as he tests his conditioning and mobility following what was reported to be major surgery. This development is a new sign regarding his potential return timetable. Now, Owens had to take time off before WrestleMania due to a serious neck injury, and it is believed that he won't be back until at least 2026. However, this video shows that there's good progress with his recovery time. Next up, Liv Morgan teases a WWE return. And when should WWE fans expect to see Liv Morgan back in action? Morgan has been recovering from a shoulder injury since she was hurt last June on Raw, with fans wondering when the former women's champion and Judgment Day member will return. During a red carpet appearance at the premiere of the Netflix Stranger Things 5 premiere, Morgan had this reply when asked about a return. I think that everyone's just gonna have to watch me. Considering WWE's fondness for surprises, it's unlikely WWE will announce Morgan's return unless it feels the announcement has more value than a surprise return. Next up, a mystery wrestler for the John Cena tournament. Now, who will face John Cena for his final ever match? While that question won't be answered for some time, fans watching Smackdown learned that 3 of the 4 wrestlers have been identified. One of the matches will be The Miz versus Jey Uso, and then there's the other of LA Knight versus a mystery opponent. Now, could this be a superstar from NXT, or as John Cena mentioned, could this be a superstar from outside of WWE? And if it is, could it be the likes of Joe Hendry or even Jeff Hardy? Just imagine a Jeff Hardy versus LA Knight match. Next up, a wrestler officially announces her retirement. Now it's official, former Knockouts champion Ash by Elegance, formerly known as Dana Brooke, has retired from wrestling. And while she continues to work in TNA as a producer, her days of in-ring competition are completely over. She issued the following statement for her fans, saying, I thought winning the title was hard. That was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my career. Going out there and being vulnerable to the crowd, being vulnerable to myself. I'm getting emotional now. That's what I said when I knew TNA was a family, that locker room was a family, and that's what I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss that so much. Now, while she hasn't gone into the specifics behind her retirement, it's believed it's an injury-related matter. We're wishing her all the best. Next up, did WWE dump Jesse Ventura? Now, the always controversial superstar who made a career of causing controversy by telling it like it is, returned to WWE last year and began providing color commentary on select matches for Saturday night's main event. However, the WWE Hall of Famer and former governor of Minnesota hasn't appeared on Saturday night's main event in months, and now it's been rumored on the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Ventura may be done. We were under the impression that he had signed a 1-year deal for these shows and that the deal would have run out with the last show. I don't know that factually, and in checking, the only thing we got was that it was not a major topic of discussion, but after the cage match fiasco performance in McIntyre vs Damian Priest match, we were told a die was cast as far as using him going forward. He was downplayed over the next show while still under contract and not on this show, nor ever referenced. Now you may recall Jesse blasted babyface Damian Priest for winning his cage match last May against Drew McIntyre by walking out the door rather than climbing the cage as babyfaces traditionally do. Now it could be a case of WWE not liking their product being called out on commentary for how it is, hence the quiet drop. Next up, the real reason why WWE cut the feed on SmackDown. Did you notice WWE had to cut the feed during SmackDown numerous times last night? Well, the reason behind this was not due to a camel chewing on the broadcast rope, as was the rumored case during SmackDown show in Saudi Arabia. Please note that was a joke. It was actually due to the Queen Charlotte Flair suffering an attire malfunction multiple times during a match against Nia Jax. The physicality during the match reached a point where Flair's top kept slipping, leading to fans in attendance catching quite the eyeful. The production team tried their very best to cut as quick as they could, but images still surfaced of the mishap. When a fan asked Charlotte Flair if this was true, Charlotte answered, "I'm going to start wrestling in the robes." Now this isn't the first time that this has happened to Charlotte Flair on live television. Some may remember the problem that she had at WrestleMania 38 during a match against Ronda Rousey, not to mention it also happening on the Red brand during the COVID pandemic. Luckily for Flair at that time, there were no audience members to see it live. And finally, Karrion, Kross and Scarlett don't need WWE. While some believe that WWE was working the fans when Kross and his wife hadn't reached an agreement on their contract, that wasn't the case, as both have been working on the indie scene for months. And now the former NXT champion and his wife are now talking about how good life is on the indie scene. During a chat with the Coach and Bro show, Scarlett revealed,
"This sounds crazy and probably not very believable, but it's something I feel like the people in WWE right now who might be stressed out, am I, going to get released? But they might want to hear this. We are making more than we were making there, and we were getting paid very well, but we are making more now weekly."
Kross explained how things work outside of WWE, saying,
"You have the shows, you have independent merchandising, you have toys, there's independent video games being developed that a lot of people don't know about. They're looking for unsigned talent. There's the conventions.
Monetize your Twitter, monetize your Instagram. You can make money off your YouTube channel.
Yes.
Like, there's all these different
Your income
lanes.
Your income will not solely come from the independent shows per se, but being an independent contractor and you're not under the umbrella of somewhere, you have a whole world wide open."
Now, this isn't the first time a former superstar has talked about the financial opportunities outside of WWE. You may recall Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, reinventing himself on the indie scene and boasting of earning more money than he ever did in his entire career. Now, it's always great to see wrestlers thriving outside national promotions, especially when they weren't used well. But there you have it, folks, our look at this week's edition of SmackDown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.